Psalm 9 and 18. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another swift lesson in the spirit. This is going to be titled, You May Not Always Get What You Want, but You Definitely Got What You Need. All right. So this is more like a lesson to be thankful for where you stand. You know what I'm saying? And what place you've been put in and what abilities you've been given from the Lord, whether it been that one talent, 10 talents, whatever that the Lord gave you, or the measure of spirit that the Lord gave you. The scriptures also talk about, I think in John, either the 3rd or 4th chapter, it talks about how the Lord received the spirit without measure. When you read about it, but we have received the spirit in increments or certain levels and certain measures that he has given us the spirit of, and we got to be sufficient. That's what is sufficient for us. You see, you got to be happy with that, and you got to work with that, and then with working with that, what do? You increase that, so you may not always get what you want, but you damn sure got what you need, and you can. That's no lie. All right, so it's Psalm 9 and 18. It says, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. Exactly. We are in need, in dire need of things, and the Lord has not forgotten about us. He never has. Let's go. Matter of fact, this is one of my favorite scripts. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Jake always say, I ain't gonna lie. What is there to lie about? But you know what I mean. Exodus 2 and 23. This shows that the Lord just he don't forget about us, man. He knows we're in need. He's there for us. He'll give us what we need. It's not all in I'll say this straight up. When you're doing this things you're supposed to do in the spirit, he'll give you what you want. You see? But he'll always keep you to the things that you need: a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in your belly, so you can continue doing the work. Like, what would it be if you didn't have any of these things and you weren't suitable to do the work? No, he's going to give you the things that you need in order to push the name. All right. So Exodus 2 and 23, and it came to pass in process of time, the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of the bondage. Verse 24 is the point. And the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High Yahweh remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. So he understood. He knew. The Lord knew that what we needed him. And Lord always gave us what we need. And when you read the book of Exodus, what needed to happen was us to get the hell up out of Egypt. That had to happen. That was a need. It was a necessity. So that shows you right here, Psalms 9 and 18, that the needy will not be forgotten. The Lord remembered the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That shows you that the needy are not forgotten. The needy are the Israelites today. Okay? It says the expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Meaning, like, what? We're not going to be in this state forever. We're not going to be in this state forever. We're not going to be low forever. Okay? Sometimes in this society, someone's, like at a very low estate, homeless or something. You expect that person to stay there for the rest of their lives. But the story of the story of Israel and how we read it in this book, it's a rags to riches type thing that we're going through right now. It's the best movie to describe that is The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. Literally went his kid, selling these old riggedy ass, whatever the hell they were, to being a multimillionaire. But he kept going at it, and ultimately got to a position that he was in. Needed a job. You watch the movie, the Lord made opportunities for him. The word opportunity is a chance for advancement. He got the job. The Lord made that happen. You see? The Lord made that happen. The Lord got him to where he needed to be. It's the same thing that's going to happen to Israel. And it's the same thing that's going to happen to us in our daily lives, just individually. You may not always get the things that you want. You you may want this car. You may want this house. You may want a dog or whatever. But you can't get it at the time because it's not feasible. It's not logical decisions and things of that nature. But damn it, you got to look back. Just because you didn't get those things that you want, you got to look at what you have already and be thankful for that, because those are the things that you need. All right. You, in this case, you need the food. You need the roof over your head. You need the water to drink. You know what I'm saying? A bed to lay on. You know what I'm saying? These certain things in the carnal life, these are the things that you need. And the Lord provided you with it. And now in the spiritual sense, the Lord provided you with the mental mind frame and the mental stability to understand that these things alone aren't the ones that are going to get you on a chariot. The things that you need is the spirit, the brotherhood, things of that nature. You need the name. You need Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and he provided you with that. So be thankful for what you got. And those are the things that are the necessities. You may not always get what you want. You definitely get what you need. And then, also it talks about in the law to really give to the poor and needy. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up. Deuteronomy 15 and start at 7. It says, if there be among you, I'm going to read it through all the way to verse 11. It says, if there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which the Lord thy power give thee, the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother, but thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shall surely lend him sufficient for his need, and that which he wanteth. Verse 9, beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the seventh year, the year of release is at hand, and thine eye be evil against that poor brother. And thou givest him not, and he cry unto the Lord against thee, and it will be a sin unto thee. Verse 10, thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing the Lord thy power shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all thou puttest thine hand unto. See, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to finish in verse 11, but you read from verse 7 to 10, it tells you pretty much the synopsis of that. Give to the poor, give to the one who's in need or in want. All right? I'm going to get a super quick precept, because to bring this all to understanding, you need some precepts, but this one will bring this, what I think to the best of this understanding, this precept will give you. Tobit 4 and 8. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. Verse 9, for thou layest up good treasures for thyself against the day of necessity, because that alms doth deliver from death, and suffereth not to come into darkness. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. Exactly. So if you give to the poor and needy, guess what? The Lord will bless you for that. Now, who's the poor and needy? According to Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, folly is set at great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. The rich right now are the men of the Lord, the prophets. Okay, those are the ones who are the poor in the society, rich in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, but may not live adequately. Some, but live sufficiently, and giving to that individual will in turn you will receive a blessing in that. Okay. You may not always get what you want, but you definitely get what you need. And the Lord put this law right here in here for a precept unto us men, because you giving to the poor is the Lord using you as a vessel to bless that man and to give that man what he needs. So ultimately, the reverence and the credence go right back to the Lord. Like, he's the one who put the spirit on me to do this for you so you can have what you need and sufficient enough to keep it pushing. Verse 11 is a good point. It says, for the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land. Exactly. The needy. Going back to Psalm 9 and 18, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. Exactly. How? By the law. You keep this law, the needy will not be forgotten. The needy is definitely not forgotten by the Lord. Moses wrote this law coming from the Lord. So that's how you know the Lord remembers the needy. He'll give you what you need. You may not always get what you want, but he'll give you what you need. I'm going to keep repeating that. Okay? I'm going to keep repeating that. I'm going to get one more precept super swiftly. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. We'll start at verse 1 actually. It says, when thou wilt do good, know to who thou doest it. So shall thou be thanked for thy benefits. Verse 2, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High. Exactly. We read it in Tobit. Giving the alms is a good thing in the sight of the Lord. He will bless you for that. And next thing you know, you end up getting what you want. Real talk. I'm not trying to sound, I'm not on that Christianity tip. If you pay your tithes, you'll get that new Mercedes Benz. No, it don't work like that. Because I clearly read the scripts. It says, when thou will do good, know who thou doest it to, does it to. You see? Giving your tithes to a corrupt ass TD fucking fake won't get you no blessing. Because you ain't knowing who you doing it to. You don't know TD Jakes, you simple ass people out there. You don't know him from a can of paint. But I'll tell you this one thing. I know my bros who I go on the highways and byways with every weekend. I know them. And I know exactly what kind of men they are. And I'm going to do good to them. Because that's going to store up some good things from the Heavenly Father in my spiritual bank account. He's gonna put that spiritual money in my bank account, and it's gonna be sufficient enough for me when that day comes. The scriptures say, "Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." In Philippians 2:12. So God dang it, and I'm gonna be good to the brothers that I know, because they doing the same things I am, reading, studying, doing lessons at highways and byways, being brotherly one another. I know that's a good man. So that's who I'm going to do good to. You see? In verse 2, do good to the godly man. TD fakes and Creflo Low Dollar, they ain't good men. They don't tell the congregation their nationality. They don't tell the congregation the law, statutes, and commandments that they need to keep to the best of their ability. That's not a godly man. Okay? It says, and thou shalt find a recompense. Exactly. That godly man may pay you back. The Spirit may put it on that man to pay you back in some. Or if he can't pay you back, the brother just prays for you and puts a blessing on you. And if not from him, yet from the Most High, and you get something from the Most High in return. You see? You may not always get what you want, but you definitely get what you need. You supplied that brother with a need. Next thing you know, you're getting blessings and getting what you want. Because you did good to a godly man who is a near dear spirit to you. How about Shemi Awashai? You see? Now I'm going to get a quick account and close this out in 2 Samuel. Because this is an example. This is an example of you may have want something, but you necessarily did not need it. All you had to do was ask, and the Lord could have gave it to you. You know? Instead, you could have just stayed in line and done what you're supposed to do and been thankful for what you needed, and the Lord just provided you with the things that you want. All right. So I'm just going to get straight to the nitty gritty. So pretty much a synopsis of 2 Samuel 12 verses 1 all the way down to 6. Nathan had came up to King David telling him, yo, he gave him a parable of the ill, how do you pronounce it? The ill lamb, EWE lamb. Yeah, this right here. This is a parable that he gave. And pretty much the parable was speaking on David, on how he took the lamb from a poor and needy individual. All right, that lamb was all he had. He took it. He took what that poor, needy individual needed, and it was a necessity to him because he wanted it. All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go to jump to verse 7 to the point. And this is a parable he was giving because he took Bathsheba from Uriah and had Uriah killed. Pretty much he put him in the front line of the hottest battle, meaning like the most valiant men, the hardest battle, knowing that he probably wasn't as skilled to keep up with that type of warrior type battle, and he knew he was going to die in there. Just so he can have Bathsheba, but even so, he committed adultery before he did that and got her pregnant. And David was wrong in this. All right. So verse 7, it says, and Nathan said to David, thou art the man. Thus saith the Lord, power of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, 1. I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul, 2. And I gave thee the master's house, 3. And thy master's wives into thy bosom, 4. And gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah, 5. Those are 5 big things that he gave to you. Now listen to this. And if it had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. He's like, if that was just not enough for you, all you had to do is ask, and I would have gave you this and that more. Because the scriptures say what? When you read it. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go to the book of Acts. I'm going to jump right back to that. Let me try to find it real quick. I know it's in the book of Acts. Maybe chapter 12. Let's see. Maybe chapter 12. Let me see. Or 13. Yeah. Acts 13 and 22. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them, meaning removed who? Saul. All right. He had raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. Exactly. So why did the Lord say this in verse 8 to David? If it had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. All you had to do was ask. I would have give you such and such things because of what? Because I know you're a man after mine own heart. I know you a good man. All you have to do is ask. King David was in a point where the Lord wanted to give to him, because King David was a righteous king. He wanted it. Here, man. If you literally, the Lord saying, if you wanted another woman, I could have gave you plenty of them. Why did you have to go after that man's woman? That's all he had. Uriah had a beautiful woman. Now, I'm just speaking hypothetically. I bet, Uriah was really good to Bathsheba, because he probably had her as a prized possession. Like, man, she's beautiful, was really good to her, really nice to her, had a good little household. And here comes King David, kind of messed it up. Then had Uriah killed. The Lord is saying, bro, you did not have to do that. You're a man after my heart. I know what's going on in your mind. I know you love me. I know you're going to keep my commandments to the best of your ability. Why'd you slip up like this? If you wanted this, I could have gave it to you. And the reason why I counted the first 5 things, because the Lord already gave him what he needed. And if he wanted more, all he had to do was ask. The scriptures say it in the book of John. You ask in my name and I'll give it thee. Just paraphrasing. Again, you may not always get what you want, but you damn sure have what you need. And the Lord named everything that the necessities of King David. He's like, bro, if you wanted another wife, I could have gave you such and such. If you wanted another lump sum of gold, I could have gave you such and such. That easy, you know? But you got what you need, David. And it's the same thing with us. You got what you need. You have what you need. Work with it. That's why the scriptures say in the book of Philippians to be content there wherewith. Learn how to be abased and how to be abound. Be content. You can do all things through Yahushua and Mashiach who strengthen thee. All right? You got what you need. Work with it. You keep working with it, the Lord will see it. And guess what? He might give you what you want. If you deserve it. It's that simple, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Until next time, I'm going to say shalom.